Yo, what's up, Ernest? How you doing? All right, so just give me like a minute, and then just want to talk about this game for a little bit, or this demo in particular. All right, so let's just get right into this. I'm doing a live stream out of this, but I'm really just kind of be discussing it, and then maybe I'll talk a bit with any of the viewers later on. But I just want to a lot of people are asking me what I think about this game, and it's really hard to judge it right now because we just have a demo. So from a demo, it can always be kind of 50-50 because sometimes a demo gives a really good impression of what you can expect from the full game, and sometimes the demos are extremely limited and you could get a lot of things in the full game that open it up a lot. Will I keep this replay of this stream up? Yeah, I'll definitely keep this up. This will go up as a VOD for sure. So yeah, if you don't watch it all right now, it's definitely gonna go up as a VOD. But yeah, what I was saying is I'm really just gonna talk about this game based on this demo and pre-release footage we've seen. And the main reason I want to emphasize that is because based on a demo, I'm not really satisfied with this game, but there's potential that it could open up in the full game. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about why I'm not too satisfied with this demo. I've been talking about it on my Discord and stuff and on Twitter and all that, but I know a lot of people on YouTube want to know that don't really visit my other social media. But yeah, basically this game, let me kind of get into a combat scenario so I can just go over the actual mechanics in real time. But basically to me, this game, it plays like a PS2 Muso game. And when I say that, it's just very stiff, it's very limited, it's very one-dimensional in the gameplay flow. And for PS2 games, back in the time for PS2 Muso, like that was fine at that time because games relative to the time they come out, you know, like for the time, like PS2 Muso were really good games. But, you know, action games have evolved a lot since the PS2 era. So for this game to feel like it's reverting so far back in terms of gameplay flow, it kind of bothers me, especially because we have like a lot of crazy Muso games now. You know, obviously Pirate Warriors, which you see on my channel a lot, like Pirate Warriors 3 and 4, those games are over the top. We had Age of Calamity just recently, which is another really dynamic Muso game. Just a lot of Muso games in general are very dynamic, but this game is like, it's so rigid, dude. It's like, so like for instance, you know, like you do like a square triangle here, and that's it, man. That's really all you can do. You know, if you think about other Muso games, you can guard cancel, you can roll cancel, you can jump cancel. After that, you can go into an R1 ability. After that, there's so many things you can do after like a square triangle in other modern Muso. And in this game, when you do square triangle, that's it, man. That's like it. There's nothing more to it. Like, you can't do anything else. It's just, you do that and that's the game. And that's basically how this whole demo feels. You just do something and that's it. There's no real follow-ups. Now, you do have this R1 system, right? So I have to talk about the R1s. The R1s are like the only one, like, kind of sort of saving grace in this game. The R1 system is kind of similar to Pirate Warriors 4, right, where you can equip up to 4 R1s. But the R1s here are not based upon like hitting to regenerate them. They're based upon a set cooldown. So when you use the R1, you have to wait like a set amount of time for it to come back. And the time for this is like crazy long. So you can actually cancel into an R1 like this, right? But watch how long it takes for this to come back. So I use my R1 triangle, right? So if you watch this cooldown, like this is insanity, right? Basically, you can only use these R1s once in a sort of skirmish. So you get into like a big battle encounter and you're gonna be able to use it maybe once, maybe twice if it's like a really long fight. But you see how long it's taken to cool down. Basically, it's the use of these R1s are so limited based on this demo, right? In the full game that can change. The cooldowns could be faster, you know, that's why I have to really emphasize that I'm just discussing the demo, because I don't know what the full game is going to give us, but you're so limited in what you can do, you know. So the gameplay feels really repetitive, really linear to me. It's just not exciting because there's not a lot you can do. You know, I like a lot of the modern Muso, like Pirate Warriors and stuff like that, because you have so much like creativity. You can be very creative and you can be very freeform, and you can kind of do things differently. Like you can break the mold of instead of just like spamming the same string over and over and over. So that's why I'm pretty disappointed in this demo, because it just feels like all you're doing is like just the same thing over and over. That's really all it is. Just it's not that exciting. And also the move sets are not like particularly amazing either. Like pretty much the moves don't really have any special properties. They blow the enemies back, you know, like that blows the enemies back, this blows the enemies back, everything blows the enemies back, right? So it's just the same thing. Everything does the same thing. So there's not really unique properties compared to other games, you know. Like other games we have grapples, or we have like more moves that maybe launch enemies or knock them down. I don't know, but everything just like feels the same in this game. It's just this demo is not very exciting to me. It's not like selling me on the game. I am still gonna get the full game. I'll definitely pick up the game. I'm gonna import the game day one, and I'm gonna try to find like some sauce, some tech, all that stuff. But I'm like, the foundation of this game is not exciting to me. It feels very limited. It feels very stiff. There's not really any room to be creative or freeform, or just, I don't know. This is kind of dull to me. And I put up the videos. All the characters. I really tried my hardest to like make it look exciting. You know, that's what I always try to do with my videos. But it is what it is. You know, I don't want to judge this game too harshly, because this is just a demo. The skill system could give us mechanical potential. You know, getting attack speed up could influence the gameplay flow a lot, and you know, there's just a lot of different things. Also, I haven't talked about enemy techs either, but when you're juggling enemies, so it actually depends on the difficulty. I've been messing with the different difficulties, but when you play on like hard difficulty, the enemies tech out of your combos like non-stop, dude. You hit them twice and they just tech. I was playing on easy difficulty and the enemies don't tech at all. So if you watch my watch one of my videos from yesterday that I was uploading on hard mode, and then watch my Nobunaga video that I uploaded today, which I actually played the Nobunaga video on easy. So when you see that video, the Nobunaga video, you're gonna see that I was able to juggle the officers to death pretty much, because they don't tech out at all when you play on easy difficulty. So it's really weird to have to play on easy to be able to like combo. And I don't really have a problem with the enemies teching, but it's so awkward. Like it looks really awkward because they tech out of even your Musos. Like you're doing a Muso attack and they're teching out of the Muso attack like 3 times, and that just feels weird to me, because it feels like a Muso attack should just naturally connect. An enemy shouldn't be able to tech out of a Muso attack. That's like weird game design to me, because Muso attacks are like committed attacks anyways. You can't do anything. Like once you do a Muso attack, you're like committed to it, so that should just be like a guaranteed attack to me. It's really weird. What's your thought on the cooldown for skills? I just now saw that, but I was discussing it. The cooldown, I don't like the cooldown at all. We're probably going to get a way to shorten that cooldown. I know we're going to get a way to. I just don't know how big of a shorten it's going to be. Like, to me, like, I want to see the cooldown reach a point to where these things come back in like 2 or 3 seconds, dude. Like, you can use them multiple times in a chain. But it's like, yeah, let me get to one of the bosses so I can kind of show this tech stuff in action. I don't know, like, honestly, I really want to like this game. I want to like it because I think the redesigns look cool, like the characters look cool. Like Ieyasu here, I really love his new design. He looks pretty cool. I've never liked Ieyasu in the older games, but he looks really sick here. I mean, I really want to like this game, but it's just there's nothing to it right now, based on the demo. It's just kind of whatever. You know, it just feels like you play one battle and you've seen the game kind of thing. But I'm really like counting on the skill system. You know, they have a skill system in the full game, which they didn't really have a skill system in Samurai Warriors 4, for instance. In Samurai Warriors 4, you had weapon skills, right? But you didn't have character skills. So that's like the big difference in this game, is this game actually has your weapon skills and it has a character skill tree. So I want to believe that the character skill tree in this game is going to kind of give us the potential to do more. And even the weapon skills could potentially have unique properties as well. Oh my gosh, yo, this is this bug. Okay, so I had this bug happen a couple times, but the enemies just stop spawning. You have to kill 100 enemies here, but they stop spawning. So I think I'm going to actually have to restart. Alright, oh, never mind, there we go. They just took their time. Alright, so we got a boss up here. Let me just look at chat real quick before I get in here. Yo, and what's up, everybody? I see you in there, Eric. I see you, Vito. I see you, Natora. I see you, Jay. Yo, but yeah, I was talking about the combos. I don't know, like, it's gonna feel weird, but I might be playing this game on easy, dude. I might be playing this game on easy. I mean, I'll play it on the hard difficulties just to be like, I did the challenging stuff, right? Maybe for like certain missions, like the final mission or weird challenge missions. But like, dude, I would turn this game down to easy difficulty because it feels more fun playing on easy. You can actually use your moves and combo and stuff. It's like, because hard doesn't really feel hard. It just feels annoying. It's not, and it's just weird seeing the enemies tech out so much. But it would be nice if we can actually deal with the tech outs better in the full game. Also, I even read, so this, I actually read, I don't know if it was a poor translation, but when you're playing on easier difficulties, they said that you'll actually be able to grind faster, right? So you'll actually get bonuses to grind faster for playing on easy, which is not how you normally do it, right? Normally they reward you more for playing higher difficulties. So the harder difficulty you play, the better rewards you get. But this game seems to be doing everything like backwards. So when you play on easy difficulty, you get to combo, you get better rewards and stuff like that. Really weird, but I don't know, that just might be how I want to play this game, you know? I might just want to play this game on easy, dude, because it might be more fun that way. Alright, so let's get into this boss. I want to like show, so it's once you're juggling the enemies that they tech out, right? If you keep the enemy standing, you can still like combo them to your heart's content. But once you start juggling the enemy, that's where they will just tech out like crazy. So I'm gonna try to get the enemy into a juggle state, and then you're basically just gonna see them tech out like within a couple of random hits. So you see right there, I hit that enemy twice after he juggled, and he teched out already. So he's already teching, he's going to the ground. Let me try to get him into the air. It's insane, dude. So I'm gonna parry him, I launch him. See, so I did a square triangle right there. Before I could even follow up in any way, he already teched. Already teched, dude. Like, I didn't get a single follow-up after launching him. And that's just hard mode. That's hard mode, dude. Like, the enemy's just teching. So sometimes, like, I can get a few more hits like that. But if it's just like, you can't really finish a string, right? You can't finish a full string. You can't finish a charge attack or anything with the enemy teching. So it's really annoying. It's just... So you see right there, they just tech. So I got a one hit after that. It's a little bit random when they tech, but you can't really finish anything. It's just, it's really obnoxious. It just makes hard mode not very fun to play. Yeah, you can't even combo from an ST launcher, which doesn't make sense because ST launchers and Muso games have traditionally been how you start a juggle combo, right? I can't even start a juggle combo from a square triangle, which is just like, yo, it blows my mind, dude. Like this game contradicts Muso fundamentals because you know, like square triangle is supposed to stun, square triangle is supposed to launch so that you can get a combo, this and that. You can't even get like the standard bread and butter Muso combos in this game because the enemy's just tech. It's really annoying. Yeah, the attack speed could help. I don't know if it's gonna help because in some games, like it usually doesn't. Sometimes it depends on how the tech system is designed, right? So if the techs are designed, if the techs are designed in a way to where when you're leaving gaps in between attacks, the enemies can have a chance to tech out, then attack speed can help. But sometimes they kind of hard code the teching to where the enemy just forces themselves into a tech state after a certain period of time. Like kind of like in Pirate Warriors 4, the enemy will force themselves to red burst. No matter what you do, the enemy will like force a red burst after a certain point. So the enemies here, even with attack speed, they could force themselves to tech. And once they tech in this game, of course, they have like super armor until they touch the ground. You can kind of reset them. Like the second they touch the ground, you can like relaunch them. It's kind of like a strategic setup. You know, I've been showing off like the buff meta where once the enemy techs, so let me kind of show it off right here. So the enemy, I'm gonna get the enemy to tech and I'm gonna use a buff. Whoops, all right, he's dead. So the buff, when you use the buff attacks, it can actually re-stagger an enemy after attack. So this is actually kind of neat, but like I said, the cooldowns on, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. The cooldowns on these R1s are so long that you can't apply it that effectively unless the cooldowns get a lot shorter. Of course I'm not going to be able to juggle this guy. So he's going to tech here and I'm going to use a buff. So I was able to re-stagger him after attack. So it's actually interesting. Probably the most interesting thing about this game is that when you use a buff, it counts as an attack. So when I'm staying next to an enemy and I buff, you see it staggers them. It staggers them and you get a free follow-up. It's really weird because that's never been a thing in Muso before. I'm not sure why they decided that the buff attacks should be able to stagger enemies here, but they do. So look at this. I can stagger the enemy. I can use it in a string to get a reset like that. So that's kind of like some of the most interesting stuff that I've been able to do in this demo is using buff skills to reset your combo strings and to stagger enemies in situations that you normally can't stagger them. So that's like literally the coolest. That's like the one cool thing that I've been able to find out in this game. But yeah, this game is just, I don't know, it's so weird to me. It's really weird because we just came off of Pirate Warriors 4 and Age of Calamity. Yo, what's up, Spam Gaming? How you doing? And yeah, we came off of Pirate Warriors 4 and Age of Calamity, which I had gripes about Pirate Warriors 4, but I still like the game, right? Like, Pirate Warriors 4 was still a really dope game. Despite all my complaints, I talked a lot of trash about Pirate Warriors 4, but I loved that game still. It's still, like, one of my favorite Muso. But, the trash I'm talking about this game is, like, it's real stuff, dude. It's real stuff. Like, this game just, it's really lacking, dude. I want it to be good, though. Like, I hope the full game impresses me and surprises me with some of the customization potential we get later on in the game, but based on the demo and based on the pre-release footage, this game is very vanilla. It's very like been there, done that. It's very archaic. It's very limited. It's just not. It's not up to the standards that some of the recent Muso games have been at, in my opinion. But you know, like like I say, I'm gonna keep an open mind for this full game. I am importing this game. I'm definitely gonna go hard, so I'm gonna get you guys all the juicy details like day one. But it's just not looking like it's not looking good right now. You know, it's not looking good right now, which is disappointing because I think this game definitely looked cool when they first announced it. So I don't know. Anyways, I want to hear what you guys got to say about this game, or if you have any questions that I didn't really cover in this discussion. I don't want to make this too long because this VOD's gonna go up like as a kind of regular video because a lot of people have been asking me in the video comments what I think about this game. So I don't want to drag this on too long. Is PW4 that good? I didn't like PW3 very much. My favorite gameplay wise was Warriors Orochi 4. So is Pirate Warriors 4 is really different from 3. So if you didn't like 3, there is a chance you can like 4. And your favorite gameplay wise was Warriors Orochi 4. I guess it depends on why you like Warriors Orochi 4. Personally, Warriors Orochi 4 isn't like one of my favorite Muso games, but I can understand why people like it. But yeah, Pirate Warriors 4 is a very different game from Pirate Warriors 3. They kind of changed up all the mechanics. So you could like it. It's a pretty solid game in my opinion. I think it's definitely worth trying. Like if you're looking for a Muso game to try, Pirate Warriors 4 is one of the games you should try if you haven't. Are you going to play Demon Slayer, the fighting game? Yeah, I'm going to play that game. That game actually looks pretty dope. They simplified so much in this demo. Yeah, it's really simplified, man. It's the foundation is it's bare bones, you know. Nothing to it. I played Pirate Warriors 4 because I saw Kaido. You know what? I hate Kaido, dog. I hate the Giants. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like them at first, but they're annoying. They're just annoying when you're playing online. The Giants, like, they kind of make online a little annoying. But the Giants are pretty fun. Kaido's definitely one of the more fun ones. It seems like they're making a fresh start. Yeah, it is a fresh start. And I'm sure, like, as they go on and they make, like, Samurai Warriors 5-2 or whatever they got planned, they're going to flesh things out more and more. But it's just really weird, you know? It's really weird because even when they kind of reboot other games, you know, Pirate Warriors 4 is almost kind of a reboot in a way. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a pretty big, you could say that's like a reboot as well compared to the first Hyrule Warriors. Like they completely changed the move sets and everything about that game. But so a reboot doesn't really have to be this vanilla. I can say that them rebooting this game can be a reason why it's a little more vanilla than some of the more extended games, but I don't know. This is too vanilla. It like this is like, I don't think we've had a Muso game that feels this vanilla since like before Dynasty Warriors 6. I may be wrong on that, but every game after like Dynasty Warriors 6 had some interesting things to it, even though it wasn't a great game overall. You know, Dynasty Warriors 7 had things like the jump cancels and all that. Dynasty Warriors 8 built on Dynasty Warriors 7. We had Dynasty Warriors Gundam, which that had some of its own little quirks to it. We had Hokuto no Ken, Fist of North Star. Those had some things in it. You know, Berserk had stuff. Arslan had stuff. Every Muso, like, it's been a really long time since we've had a Muso game that felt like it just doesn't really have anything in it at all. Like, this game to me, just the only thing this game has is when I was showing you that R1 stuff, like kind of the way you can do some interesting setups and resets with the R1 buffs. That's the only thing this game has. Outside of that, there's like literally nothing. And the only reason I can't hype up the R1 system in this game that much is because the cooldowns are too long. If the cooldowns were not that long, I could hype it up more. Because if you can use this stuff more frequently, it actually like makes a deal. But when you can only use it like every 3 minutes, it's like it doesn't feel like it has a major influence on the gameplay, because you want to feel engaged like every second of the gameplay, not have a cool setup once every 3 minutes kind of thing. Do I think the roster is going to be good? I mean, the roster is interesting because it's missing a lot of like the classics or the known or the popular characters. I like the roster. I like the roster mostly because of the redesign. I was just talking about earlier how Ieyasu here, I think he looks sick now. I never liked this character before, but I like his redesign. He looks super cool in this game. You gonna stay up for the Calamity DLC? I am not. I have bad news for you all. If you're expecting any Age of Calamity content from me from the DLC, unfortunately, I won't be covering that at all. I sold my Switch. I straight up sold my Nintendo Switch, so I won't be covering Age of Calamity. So I apologize for that for anybody who is expecting content for that. But I do want to see the new content. The content actually looks cool. I almost regret selling my Switch because when I saw Link get the chucks, that actually looks pretty sick. But I just didn't really want my Switch anymore. I'm kind of more waiting for when Nintendo releases like a Nintendo Switch Pro or something, and then I would play like the game then, because I don't really like how the game's frame rate's so bad and stuff like that, and I feel like Nintendo's gonna release their new Switch soon. So I just wanted to sell my Switch while I still got a lot of value out of it, because I was able to sell it for almost as much as I bought it. I got sold it for like $250. I bought that for $300, so that was a good return for me to just sell it now. But unfortunately, I'm gonna miss the Age of Calamity DLC, and it does look hype. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty hype. It looks more hype than this game, but it is what it is. With all these Koei games lately, we're just missing a new Basara game. Yeah, we are. Basara's in an interesting place. Capcom is all about the big AAA games, right? They want all their games to be big, popular, multi-million sellers, and Basara's never been that. So Capcom you can tell that Capcom wants the series to be around because they keep doing a lot of side stuff for it, promotional material and stuff like that. But it's like they have to really rebrand Basara in a way that it can actually reach a bigger audience, because Capcom doesn't really care too much about the niche small stuff anymore. So that's pretty much why Basara is just dead right now, because they're too busy with Resident Evil and Monster Hunter and all their multi-million seller franchises. Most warrior games are very basic. How many of them actually have deep combat? So that's a really good question. Musou games don't have the deepest combat, right? If you stack it next to Devil May Cry, if you stack it next to like a standard action game, the Musou games don't necessarily have the deepest combat. But that's not really like, it's not a matter of depth exactly, but it's a matter of fluidity. It's a matter of the game flowing, and it's a matter of being able to use your tools just more freely and accommodating to situations. And the game and the combat doesn't necessarily have to be excessively deep to be satisfying, but usually in the better Musou games, or the Musou games with more we do have some Musou games that have some pretty deep combat, like Pirate Warriors 3 for instance. But other Musou games just tend to flow better, right? The actions flow, the options you have off of your actions flow better. It's sort of like a fluidity thing. This game's lacking fluidity, so it's not like the game has to be like Devil May Cry deep or anything, but you just want it to feel good, right? When you're playing an action game, you want the controls to feel good, you want the movement, the combat and everything to just feel right. It doesn't necessarily have to be super deep, but it just needs to feel good. And for me, this game doesn't feel good, while other Musou games feel good. So I think that's what's really important, is the feel of everything, more than if it's like extra deep or something. So that's pretty much my complaint with this game, is it just doesn't feel good. Like, Simple, yeah, but it's just like there's other Muso games that are kind of simple too, but they feel good. This game just doesn't feel good, and it could be a little more deep, right? I think Muso games right now, like the best Muso games right now, are hitting a good sweet spot where they have just enough depth to get you to explore and to keep you coming back and to keep you engaged, right? Just enough depth. It's not like crazy, but you can do things, right? And it gets you thinking, and you're like, maybe I can do this or I can do that. But in this game, there's never like a situation where you can be like, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that, because there's nothing you can really do. Sengoku Basara it's pretty deep, yeah. I mean, the way you can connect the moves in Sengoku Basara, like honestly for me, I don't even really consider Sengoku Basara a Muso game. It kind of has that influence of Muso, but it really just feels like a normal action game in a lot of cases. Because for me, like when I think about like Muso, like Koei Tecmo Muso, it's not so much just the fighting itself, but it's also the way you're moving around the maps, right? In Basara, the maps tend to be a lot more condensed, and the objectives tend to be like a lot less consequential. They're just kind of there if you want to do them, but you usually don't have to do them. So it's like Basara is just like an action game with Muso aesthetic for me. But Basara is really good, and I would like to see a new Basara. So I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream in the next couple minutes. Any more questions, anybody? But like I said, even though I'm not too impressed with this demo, I will be getting this full game day one. I'm gonna try to take off of work so I can kind of stream and like I'm probably gonna like rush this game hardcore just to try to like get to the end game and see what kind of cool stuff exists. I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend on the Japanese version of the game because I do want to buy it again when it comes in English, so I probably don't want to put too much work into the Japanese version, but I do want to at least see what the end game looks like. But yeah, like my first impressions of this game is it's just really limited. You can't do anything in this demo. Nothing that's like really gets me excited or engaged. That's how I feel. Were you playing on the PS5? Yeah, I'm playing on the PS5. But they don't have a PS5 version of this game, right? So I don't really know, like, and I hear that the PS4 version actually runs at 60 frames, so I'm not even really sure, like, what kind of perks I'm getting out of playing this on the PS5. I mean, maybe it's, like, I'm probably getting slightly faster loading times, and maybe a slightly more stable frame rate. But I'm pretty sure on PS4 Pro, this game probably runs, like, pretty clean 60, it seems like, from what I've been hearing, so I don't think there's really any perks to playing this game on the PS5. They didn't make a PS5 version specifically, which I'm actually kind of surprised by. Anyways, I think that's it. Just need guard canceling would be good. I would take it, yo. I'll take anything, dude. Anyways, I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'll probably be streaming once. We have Scarlet Nexus and Samurai Warriors 5 come out on the same day, which it's overwhelming. I'm gonna be focusing more on Samurai Warriors 5 because I know y'all are expecting that Muso content, so I'm definitely gonna be focusing on Samurai Warriors 5. But I do want to get into Scarlet Nexus as well because I actually like that game a lot. The demo for that game was super dope, so I'm really excited for that game.